thought it was a good 500. I thought it was a good race. It tedious, you know, towards the end of it, but I thought it was great. What about you? What'd you
I
think
thought it
about?
was I thought it was one of the more fun 500s I've watched recently. I'll put it
Yeah,
that way. Yeah. I genuinely love my favorite part of super speedway racing is the strategy involved. That is by far
yeah,
my favorite thing, which is another reason I would love to get rid of stage cautions because it would open up the strategy even more. Today
yeah,
we may not have had a caution period until like way late. It's entirely
yeah,
possible because we got through the first round of pit stops like that. It was a little bit spread out. That first big wreck doesn't happen. It would have been really entertaining to figure out, okay, who's going to do what. And then when everyone gets spread out, then it makes it even more, it's more of a question because it's like, oh, you can't just go with the Fords because, like, say half of them are back here and half of them are at the front. It would open up a whole lot more stuff, but still, okay, rant over. My apologies.
I wouldn't
For
even call that a rant. It's a legitimate
criticism.
argument.
Yeah. But even then, for what it was, when we did get restarts, when we had the field tight, it was good racing for the most part. Guys were respecting each other. It was fun. And when we did get a pit stop and we were spreading the field out a little bit, it was just still intriguing. So I had fun with most of this race. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the next gen car, not so much at Talladega, but Daytona actually puts on a pretty good race.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
little bit old school too.
yeah, which I like a lot as I've gotten older. And I think that is the case for a lot of people. They look back at some of these older 500s that got a little bit more strung out. You didn't, you had a lot of green flag racing and it kind of, everybody saved their shit, and
Yeah.
ratcheted it up at the end. Um, I I'm appreciating that more and more, and hopefully Daytona. You could tell near the end of those runs on tires. The guys would have to live. They back out. They get a little bit more spread out because tires were wearing and cars weren't handling as good, and that's only going to get worse for them, which is good for the racing
Yeah.
product. I think in the next 4 or 5 years we're gonna see a little bit more worn out Daytona, and we're gonna see hopefully more. I think more compelling super speedway racing. But I mean, yeah, I thought today everything up until literally the last two laps. Literally, we had a great Daytona 500. It was just like everything else was a little bit annoying. But I mean, even
The last 25 or 28 miles,
yeah,
whatever we ended up running,
yeah,
that was poopy
I,
doo doo.
yeah. I hate we ended it under caution. Obviously had to,
Yeah.
but I just I would have liked to see it play out because it was looking like it was gonna be fun, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
we had a lot of guys up there. I want to put some respect on your boy Kyle Larson, because he actually looked like he knew what he was doing in a plate race for once in his life.
He did. He made I think he made like two really solid plate race moves.
Yeah,
The second one ended up not working out for him, and that was just it was more of it was a smart move. It wasn't a race winning move, but it
yeah.
was a
He
smarter
even
move.
said it was either make that move or crash the 47.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously. So the first one was when he went with Ricky. I was really worried he wasn't going to, but it was
Yeah.
Ricky. So when he went with Ricky, they would have if Brad Keselowski had kept his head on his shoulders,
Oh my
that would have
God.
been the race for the win between those two. It would have been really fun.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, obviously to not destroy the 47 there going into one on the last lap, he made a good move. It would have been a race winning move if Bell had gone with him, really,
Yeah.
or at least put him in position to win the race. He
Yeah.
actually he actually looked kind of like he knew what he was doing today. I dare I say I was impressed with Kyle Larson at a super speedway.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, he did. He was definitely in position there. And it's things like that, like like everybody going for it, going into one on the last lap. I mean, that was gonna be a good fucking
Yeah,
race back
it
to the
was.
line. And before that, when Ricky made that move on Kyle, that was gonna be interesting, like
Yeah.
to see who got that. I mean, because it probably would have come down to those two, but you never know what could have happened behind them. And we had the opportunity if we just keep our damn heads on our shoulders, had the opportunity to have like a fantastic finish, but
It could have been a classic.
dude, fucking Eric Almirola should have retired.